Welcome to Artistic Adventures. This is the last video in our Bellatrix project. We're going to be finishing up with her boots and a few final touches and give you some good views of her. So I really found these boots to be sort of cool, and they're already monster high boots that fit her and everything. The only thing I didn't like was the white face on the side. It looked kind of cheesy. So I'm just covering it up with some bronze metallic paint to look sort of just like buttons. And I'm going to let those dry. But I thought these boots just kind of fit the Bellatrix look, and so I'm kind of happy with that. But I did want to show you some things I've found recently while those are drying. I found these porcelain dolls at a thrift shop, and they're in pretty rough shape, and weren't well made at all in any event. But they have the classic, porcelain head tied onto the cloth body and the porcelain hands and feet. They're so old that the elastic that was originally in the pantaloons is dried up and no longer elasticy, so it's sort of falling off of them. But I thought it would be a fun project to take these poor little dolls and make them into something cute. We can give them a new wig and a new face and certainly some new pantaloons that fit and a cute outfit. And I think make some kind of cute dolls out of them. So that's going to be a project. I also found this adorable little metal tea set that I have to have. I'm going to have a table set up with a chair so my dog could sit beside the table with this tea set on it. I just had to have it. I found this also at a thrift shop, and a lot of things I find from thrift shops make it into my doll making career here, a lot of fabric and everything. But I just thought this was so adorable. So I had to have it. And you may see it again in a project or something that we do, but I wanted to show it to you. And a couple other things that I found that I thought were interesting. When I go to thrift shops, I just kind of look because I find this was weird. Okay. Little hands were in sort of a grab bag that I picked up. Does anybody know what this is? They have holes in them like they, were used to be stuck on something. Let me know if you do. And then I found this purse on a site on Etsy. And what I'm going to do is cover it with some fabric and make it look a little bit nicer. I also found this. I don't really know what this is. If you know, let me know. But it's like metal. It's like metal mesh, and it reminded me of the chainmail that knights wore. And so I was thinking, maybe I could make like a knight, a chainmail outfit or something. Anyway, I picked it up because all this stuff is like, 50 cents or something. Now, this got me off on another one of my research tangents. I got a package of lace from my friend Deb in Michigan, who was so awesome to send me her tiny lace. But I started looking at lace, and it's just such a work of art. I mean, look at this. It's beautiful. And the stuff that we buy in the fabric store is nothing like this. And look at how they make some of this stuff. This is a bobbin lace where they use all these bobbins to weave the design. But I mean, it can be done on a loom, or a lot of really the expensive lace is still done by hand or on looms that are hundreds of years old over in France or Belgium, in Venice, some of the capitals of lace. So anyway, my friend Deb, she goes to estate sales because she has a site where she takes clothes that are used and remakes them into new things. And she uses a lot of lace and different trims. And so when she finds these little tiny lace, she sends them to me for my doll clothes. I absolutely love them. And if you want to see her site or some of her work, I'll put up the links to her revamp site and her Facebook site in the description box. But she does some beautiful work. But when she sends me this stuff, I'm so fascinated because it's old and you just don't see things like this anymore. And like I said, really start to see lace as a work of art. Not the manufactured cheap things that we see in, Joann's fabrics or whatever, but these things that could be maybe were handmade at some point. I doubt these tiny little things like this where they were definitely probably machine made, but I know that originally, some lace was made from from linen and silk and gold and silver thread. And a lot of what we see now is probably synthetic or cotton, like some of these are cotton lace creations. But anyway, if you have time to do a little research about lace, it's really fascinating. I think from what I read, it actually started or became known sometime in the 1400s, probably late 1400s, and then it kind of took off. And people would value lace so much that they would cut it off of garments after the garment was worn, and transfer the lace to another garment to save it because the lace was so valuable. And especially if it was handmade or made of linen or silk. So if you look at some of these pieces, they're so tiny and so precious. I'm going to really, really enjoy using those on some of the dolls, and I might even be using them on some of those little porcelain dolls that I found. This was a bigger piece that I had. So anyway, interesting lace segue. And now I also found some buckles that I was really pleased to find. It's hard to find these little buckles sometimes for dolls, especially these kind that have the working middle part. Um, I've actually made some buckles. I have a video on that because sometimes they're hard to find. This is another buckle that's just the kind that you would thread through something. It doesn't have the middle part to stick through a hole. And I found these little pearl-like buckles. They were also pretty cute, and they might work well on sort of a fancy dress. So I liked those. And I also found some really, really teeny tiny buckles that will be great for some of my doll projects. And I did order some of these. They came from Thailand, I believe, and took forever to get here. And then I also found at the same shop some of these really cute little pom-pom trims that uh, it's hard for me anywhere to find in a store trim small enough for doll stuff. So I end up having to find it somewhere online. And I thought these were cute. I could just see these on some like pantaloons or something. So by now, our boots are dry. The paint is dry, and so we've placed them on the doll, and now you can see how they look. And I just think they turned out appropriate. So instead of making a new pair of boots, I think these go well with her outfit. And just taking a look back at some of the things we did, the wand, the ring, there's the necklace with I found out was a bird skull from one of the comments. And then some other views of her with her wand, her holster for her wand. There's the back of her hair and another view of her face, and then a full view of the doll. So this was a fun project, and I really, really love this doll. She's so cute. And please don't forget that we have the Facebook share page. If you have creations that you've made, please post them there. I'll put the link to the page in the description box. So we've got some more things coming up, and I hope you will stay tuned for those and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Thanks and bye.